This month on television, Jubilee opens the fall with a change of tune, a new year and a new hard-earned contract for Newton teachers, and Halloween Express disappears in a ghostly fashion. These stories and more this month on television. Now here's your anchors, Natasha Unin and Sam Sharetta.
Hello, and welcome to the first Tiger Vision of the school year. I'm Sam Sharetta.
And I'm Natasha Unin. Tiger Vision is produced by TV and video production students at Newton North High School.
We aim to tell the stories from around our community that matter the most to Newton students.
First, we will take you to the music room where, in spite of the decreased number of performers, Jubilee is still sounding strong. Cassidy Belmore, Brennan Green, and Jordan Myers report.
Students and faculty at Newton North High School can all agree, Jubilee is a special class.
So Jubilee is something that started at North. So when I was in college, I was in a choir called the Kuma Singers at Harvard College. And when they offered me a job here, I'm a biochemist, so my initial degree was biochemistry, and they hired me to teach chemistry here. So one of the things they told me, they said, oh, if you come and work here, we'll let you teach a music class. So that was the thing. It's just like, well, what would I do for a music class? So I did what I knew, which was, to kind of pattern a choir after the Kuma Singers.
I think what Mr. Reed brings to Jubilee is his own really unique style, and the music that they're focused on singing, as he would say, music of the African diaspora, is really, it's just an awesome world of music that those kids get to explore.
We're singing a lot of music, African diasporic music, spirituals, hymns, contemporary traditional gospel pieces, continental, like African folk music, anything that can be related to black culture and black people. In general, Jubilee is a celebration, right? There's this joy aspect to it. The Jubilee year is kind of a big celebratory year. So all those things are kind of tied up into our current Jubilee singers.
This stage has been filled with Jubilee performers for years, and for the first time in many years, the numbers of performers have decreased.
So this year, Jubilee is smaller than it's been in a while. This year we have 38 singers. Last year we had 53.
It may be down a little bit, and numbers in performing ensembles at North and in other districts I've worked in, sometimes they go up a little bit, sometimes they go down a little bit.
It doesn't affect what section you're in, but it definitely affects the choir in general. Like this year we've gone through 4 songs in the first month, but last year, which was like massive choir, it took us a lot more time because there's so many people, so you got distracted easily.
But sometimes there's benefits to being smaller. Sometimes you're just a little more concise and you can focus musically a little more readily, and everything I've heard coming out of the Jubilee Singers this year is terrific. So no concerns, just kind of look at the big picture.
To Mr. Reed, Jubilee is more than just a music class.
The more exposure you have, the broader your perspective, and that's really what education is supposed to be doing, right? It's why people take a year off and travel. It's why people go to other places. It gives you a broader perspective, and that informs the way you see the world around you.
Reporting from NNTV, this is Cassidy Belmore, Jordan Myers, and Brennan Green.
Thanks, Cassidy. For a list of upcoming concerts and performances, go to musicfpanhs.weebly.com.
Next up, we're heading to the cafeteria where Juliana Lekomsky and Michaela Sato captured the craziness of Club Day.
Newton North's annual Club Day happened on October 3rd. We interviewed biology teacher Mr. Hazeltine, who coordinates the day, for a background perspective on the event.
But I've been every year for the last 10 years, I handle the kind of registration of the clubs, and then we organize Club Day, which is just kind of like a giant farmer's market where you can go and look at all the different options for clubs. So as a freshman, get a chance to see what's going on and make some decisions as to what they want to do. There are about 70 or so, and it's a little, some of them are, existing organizations, peer mentors, the Newtonite was represented, and then others, they're just groups that have decided that they wanted to start a club and try something new and different were there. So they'd range everywhere from, the aviation club where they try to build model planes that they'll go fly, almost anything that's educational, fun, or brings people together is going to be approved.
We interviewed a variety of clubs to see how they prepare for Club Day and how Club Day helps exposure for their clubs.
What did you do to prepare for Club Day?
We brought our planes and made signs.
Well, we spent some time brainstorming on how to make our display funny and attractive to everyone.
We interviewed some students to get their opinion on Club Day.
How was your first Club Day as a freshman?
It was very fun. There was a lot of candy, and I got to see a lot of people that I knew running the clubs, and it was very interesting to see what kinds of clubs they had to offer and how many different ones they had.
Perfect, thank you.
I thought it was very fun because the candy really brought you into the club. It kind of included you, so that was a good way to do that.
I signed up for a couple clubs, and they had cool names.
What's your favorite part about Club Day?
So much candy. Like Halloween came twice.
I agree.
We asked Mr. Hazeltine what his favorite part of Club Day is.
Oh, I think the energy of seeing all of the upperclassmen embracing the freshmen and sophomores and inviting them to join clubs and get involved in the school. And I think it's just, there's a club for everybody out there. And if there's not, they can form their own club. And some people come out of Club Day not seeing what they want, and then they go and they form their own clubs. And it's really neat to see students having a chance to get a little bit outside of their comfort zone and become involved in the school by either joining a club or starting a club.
For Newton North TV, this is Juliana Lakomsky reporting live at Club Day.
Thanks, Juliana. Go to Newton North High School's website for more information about current club offerings.
Theater Inc. recently closed curtain on Oscar Wilde's play An Ideal Husband. Of our very own, Sam Sharetta was there to take us behind the scenes of this classic production.
An Ideal Husband is a comedy set in 1895 in London, and it's about political blackmail.
It's a story of a man who is a politician in the late Victorian era, and he is confronted with a secret from his past, and so it's the story of his conflict, trying to keep that secret a secret so that it doesn't destroy both his public and his private life.
My character is Miss Marchmont, who's this really high society. She seems to uphold the views of that time, but she's very flirty. She and Lady Basilton, who's her friend, they end up flirting with Lord Goring, and they're very into going to parties to be watched and gossiping.
I play Lord Goring, who's sort of the bachelor character. He's very charismatic. He's a very smart man, but doesn't like anyone to know that.
What I really like about this show in particular, I think the design is a different kind of design. It's less literal than a lot of the designs we've seen before, and so you're going to see on stage. It's a little bit more abstract, and sound, lights, even hair and makeup, or taking some liberties and not being as literal.
It's a very interesting time period. It's Victorian England, upper class, very intricate hairstyles, very intricate makeup, very fascinating characters. All the characters are so crazy and high society, and some of them are really snobby or like mischievous.
Like a really distinctive style, and you know, it's 1890s, late 1890s London. They have very intense clothing, which is sort of fun to play around with.
I think it's fun because you get to dress like pretty stuff for pretty people. Like, you know, you're making all these fancy clothes that, you know, you definitely don't wear on a daily basis.
The designers have been great to work with. The actors are great. They've been really throwing themselves at this process, so really it's been an ideal situation.
Thanks, Sam.
If you're like me, you wondered what was up with teachers all wearing the same yellow shirts last year. David Rubin and Chris Hart will take us inside the story of solidarity, new contracts, and why those yellow shirts are a thing of the past.
Last year, the teachers union and the school committee were in tough negotiations over contracts. But most students at Newton North don't know much about the whole story.
By the time we returned to school in the fall of 2014, we were working without a contract.
We spoke to Denise Kremen, a veteran Spanish teacher here at North.
We have been in this situation before where we've worked without a contract, where we haven't. We've gone for a year without a contract.
We argued that, that we had been falling behind over a period of about 10 years. And the school committee never really agreed with us. They said, we don't really have a problem with that.
So we started wearing those yellow t-shirts and protesting outside of the schools and holding up signs and letting the community know that we were working without a contract. And so I think that once that started, it gained some traction.
Eventually, these negotiations came to an end. All that hard work paid off as they got a positive result.
We received an email at home saying that they thought they had a tentative agreement, and Mike Zillis, the union president, he laid out all of the changes. There are some changes to our evaluation process. There are changes in our contract. And they laid it all out, and then we voted as a union, as a whole body, as a community, and ratified it. We're really happy about it. I think it just means that we'll have a smooth year this year. That we're not having to worry about anything other than just coming into our classrooms and teaching.
Reporting for NNHS TV, this was David Rubin and Chris Hart.
Thanks, David, and congratulations to all our hard-working teachers.
Have you ever wondered where those pop-up Halloween stores come from? Every fall they appear and are gone before you finish eating your last remaining Halloween treats. Martina Roscoe, Nick Solovyov, and Sam Sharetta show us how Halloween Express pulls off this trick.
Many people come to pop-up Halloween stores to buy costumes, props, masks, and more. However, not everybody thinks about the challenges stores face in the race for profit.
Business is, it's gotten a little tougher over the years just because it's gotten more competitive, but that challenge is kind of what makes it fun. It's actually the second biggest holiday, retail-wise, behind Christmas. But it's, you know, if you're lucky that year, it's a pretty lucrative business. You have your down years, and you know, you just got to tough them out when they come. This store here is empty before the season, and sometime between beginning and middle of September, we come in, we set up all the grid, then all the product comes in, set up all the product, and then we open the doors for business. First couple weeks, you know, you get to see all the kids come in, pick out their costume, which is really fun.
It's fun sometimes, you know, like when you like wear all the costumes and all the objects. Sometimes it's to entertain the people, and sometimes it's between the employees. It's just so fun.
The last week is very tiring because you pick all of this up about 25 times a night.
My duties is basically just to pick up the costumes or any objects that is like on the floor or just in the wrong place and put it back in place. So it gets kind of boring after a while, but like it's still fun.
The most important things to keep in mind, I guess the customers, making sure you have all the right stuff, what's hot that year, what's not. And then after that is keeping it clean. Because if it gets ahead of you, if you let it get too far, it's tough to recover from.
This year, the store is busy.
Most popular product, I think I will go with the Elsa. That was the most popular so far. It sold out so fast, and you had to get like the other boxes.
Walking down these aisles is like picking a needle from a haystack. Every costume seems fun, every superhero and pirate seems like the best choice. No wonder growing up these days is so hard. This year, I decided to pick a mature and sophisticated costume. The Godfather.
The store is not here for long, but its presence brings excitement into the grayness of daily shopping.
It's fun. You know, like I said, it's awesome seeing the little kids come in and get excited about their Captain America costume or their Ninja Turtle costume or their princess costume. It's fun seeing people get creative. You know, instead of selling them a costume, I like to see people pick and choose little things and make their own. See what types of ideas that they get, because it kind of gives me ideas to share with the owner for upcoming seasons. And for the most part, everyone that comes in is in a good mood because they're, you know, going to be having a good time.
Reporting for Newton North TV, this is Sam Sharetta, Nick Soloviev, and Markina Roscoe.
Again, thanks, Sam.
Natasha, you and Everett also put together a great story this term. We've got a lot of talented students here at Newton North. Natasha Unin and Everett Gilpin sat down with musician Sam Eastman, our local guitar hero.
Newton North has many talented students. Meet Sam Eastman, a student whose specialty is guitar and is involved in several bands in and outside of Newton North.
I started playing guitar when I was in middle school. I just picked up the guitar. My dad's a guitar player, so the guitars were always in the house, and you know, watching and listening to him play always had me interested in learning the guitar, and I just kind of started to teach myself, you know, for pretty much all of middle school. Like, I never really seriously learned the guitar. Like, I just went on the internet and like looked up videos of people like Jimmy Page and like Jimi Hendrix, David Gilmour, whatnot. Pretty much a lot of those classic rock guitar players that a lot of young musicians tend to get into, and I was just kind of like just watch and learn basically.
Sam has been in many bands from everything from indie to psychedelic rock and even throwback 60s jazz. Talent and passion, however, is acoustic guitar.
Sam's a really good guitar player. I'm always amazed at his acoustic guitar stuff. When he's doing all the tapping and the hitting, it sounds amazing. I always look forward to hearing him play.
It's fun to play, and by playing pretty much anything, you know, you'll get at least a little better if you do it enough, depending on what it is, how you do it. So that's how I would do
it. For NNTV, this is Natasha Unin and Everett Gilpin signing off.
Great work, Natasha. I love those studio shots.
Thanks. It was a lot of fun putting it together.
Yeah, there are a lot of stories in our community that need to be told. So if you have a story idea for us, go to newtonnorthtv@gmail.com and send us some ideas or feedback. We'd love to hear from you. You can also hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
Well, that wraps up our first edition of Tiger Vision. To see more of TV Productions' work, go to youtube.com/NewtonNorthTV.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you tune in to the next episode of Tiger Vision.